Alright, today we are going to be ranking all of the champions with Q as the first letter in their names. As you all know, Q is such a cool letter. It's so quirky, it's very universally used, and because there's so many, I think it's an interesting and fun idea to be ranking all of them together and see which one is the best. Oh wait, there's only two of them. You love it, it's clean, it's commonly used, and it sounds amazing. The letter A is obviously the best letter in the alphabet. That's why it's the first letter. It's so good that if you don't have the letter A in your nickname, there is something inherently wrong with your fundamental as a human being. And that applies to League champions as well. Clearly the best champions in the games are the ones who have their names starting with A. So today we are going to determine which ones between them are the best. Before we start, I just want to say that due to all of them being A champions, of course they have to be A tier. And let's start grading them. And we start with a really strong contender for one of the best A champs in Aatrox. Just look at him, he has two A's in his name. Sadly, his personality isn't quite cut to represent the best of every A people, so I'm going to comfortably and solidly place him in the Adept tier. Solid name, solid appearance, but your mind isn't so solid, good sir. Ahri has generated a huge following of young men due to her astounding charisma, intelligence, and leadership skills. How else can she generate such a faithful following? She did her job so well that Riot awarded her with 13 skins in her wardrobe, 2 of which are legendary, the second most expensive price points for skins in the game. Her special point ultimately lies in her premise, a magic fox lady. That is so cool, original, and you can tell the idea was abidingly successful that many other intellectual properties try to copy it. Even media in the past somehow managed to rip it off, which is so weird and frankly a little bit disrespectful. So in evaluation, Ahri sits undoubtedly in the amazing tier. She's not in the ambrosial tier because the newer A champions are just that good. Stick around to see more, let's move on. Akali is a very fun champion. She gets a bonus for being the only ninja to start their name with an A. I can't stress enough how important that is. Overall, I give her very high points in gameplay, design, and personality. Let's take a closer look. In terms of gameplay, like you can dash, kill, and flip, she's an all-around good package deal. Also, her first KDA appearance made waves around the world thanks to her outfit and rap segment in the song. Although, on the other hand, in her second appearance, she had that one weird genius video that creeped out a lot of people, and she went from spouting catchy lines in the first song to saying the line,
Akali that girl, Kali go grr. More than I like to admit, I do get pretty angry sometimes.
I'll personally rank her in the amazing tier. Overall liked her, but didn't like anything about her second KDA involvement. In fact, I kind of hate it. So solidly off the ambrosial category. I'm sorry. I don't feel anything towards Akshan. No distaste, nor any interest, to be honest. His personality is alright, but he can be annoying to me, and aside from his revive and E, I don't find his gameplay anything special. As an A champion, he is in the acceptable tier. Meh everything except for a decent dance, I guess. I don't know. You know what? Put him in the awful tier. Somebody's got to be there, you know? So why not we make him the first by the laws of natural selection? Next is Alistar. Now this is a good champion. Many people are quick to count him out, but that doesn't stop this mad cow from making his way in the tier list. This is the best play I made in my life, and it's none other than on my cow Alistar. This bad boy has given me so many blessings throughout my time playing this game, and I think I would honestly be doing a massive disservice if I were to not put him any position lower than ambrosial. There is no counter argument to explain why he wouldn't be a god tier champion, and trying to explain so is a very trivial matter that is near impossible to get the message across properly. It's almost like explaining why Dr. Disrespect was banned from Twitch, so I don't see a point in proving my argument any further. Amumu. Acceptance. Anivia is a severely underrated character. Don't sleep on her, not like that, just because she's a bird. She has many other great qualities that earn her some brownie points in the tier list. Take her W for example. It summons a wall that can cancel the movement commands of both allies and enemies. So using the wall properly can be an extremely powerful asset in a team fight, but a misuse of the wall is basically friendly fire in League. And that's it. There's nothing else to note of. That's kind of the only thing. Everything else around her is kind of boring. I mean, I personally play her from time to time, but I'd say she's far from my favorite pick. she's got a Noxus Hunter skin. Right, make more of this skin line, please. I guess she goes into the acceptable tier. There you go. Annie is a child, and all kids are dumb. I never want to go to Tiber's tea party, so she goes into awful. I think most of you already know the terror of release Aphelios and the clips of his instant pentakills or the disgusting raw damage output he was able to dish out no matter what gun combos he had or how bad the Aphelios player was actually handling the situation. That initial impression and hate has clearly died down now after 2 whole years have passed since then, but for a small period of time, he has objectively brought shame and hate to the A champion's reputation, and that alone deserves some points reducted. To top it all off, looking at him occasionally makes me think of Jimin from BTS, and I don't know how to feel about that. On the bright side, he is kind of fun, so acceptable, I guess. Ashe is a classic character from a classic archetype, the Archer Lady. Especially when you've got a name as good as this, she's one of the oldest champions in the game, and even though she was created from a common video game character trope, she became iconic enough to be included in many promotional art and was part of the old tutorial for a long time. Her simplicity is one of her strongest strengths. Simple in-game kit, simple character design, and a nice voice to top it all off to solidify her position up in the amazing tier. Aurelion Sol might not have lived up to the hype he had going for him prior to his release because of the unorthodox playstyle he has, but don't let that make you disregard his good points. He is one of the first champions to exhibit the game's smooth tail animations. Look at that. It's beautiful. Second, don't let the gameplay distract you from the banger design he has. He is a cosmic dragon that made the universe. His Q is literally him making a universe and exploding it to stun and damage you. I'll be honest, I personally am not too attracted to playing him due to his abilities and gameplay. I am an advocate of everything else about him though, including the memes. Despite his popularity, Sol is undoubtedly a member of the ambrosial tier. Now this one is personal to the home. Azir has a majestic design. I don't care what anyone says. That classic skin is the best classic skin in the game, and I wouldn't switch it out for any skin when playing him. He had a super unique playstyle on release with his soldiers. He has a high skill floor and ceiling, meaning that only people with high ascension levels can play him to the utmost potential. I find him very fun to play, and after investing a large amount of time learning him, it feels rewarding when we feel familiar and natural when executing his mechanics. And even then, I feel like there is still much to learn and to perfect about it. On top of the boss design and gameplay, his emotes are some of the strongest ones among the A champions. You can play as none other than raptors from the jungle universe, and your soldiers can dance with you. He is kind of festered with some bugs to this day, but that won't stop me from putting him in ambrosial. So there you have it. This is my final tier list for A champions. I'll leave a link in the description for you to make your own list, and be sure to let me know how you think. Cool. I'll see you guys next time. Video's over. Bye.
Faded.